All right, and then we've both been playing tons of Division Two. I have played the absolute dog shit out of this game over the last like 2 or 3 weeks, like an absurd amount of this game. Like I can't get enough of it. Like I just want to play it all the time. Every time I get home from work or whatever, I'm like trying to reach out to somebody. Is anybody on? Can anybody play? So I've been playing the absolute dog shit out of it. And we talked about it a lot last week, so we're not going to go too much more in depth on it. But I had some other stuff I wanted to sort of bring up. The thing I forgot to mention last week was I like the quality of life things they've done with this game, like the weapon mods and stuff like that. Where in the first game you had to go and strip every mod off every gun and then reattach it to whatever other gun. And this game, like all the mods are just kind of there, and you can just put them on every gun, so you don't have to go in there and keep tweaking with all this stuff. So that's a nice thing. Even though that doesn't carry over to the sort of gear mods and stuff on your different pieces of gear, I wish the system kind of worked the same, because now I'm getting like so many mods in my inventory and they're all stacking up, and I have to sort through them and break some of them down and stuff like that. And every time I want to sell a backpack or something like that, I have to go strip the mods off of it first. So I wish they would have kind of taken the sort of weapon mod system and put it onto the gear mods and stuff like that. But I just got into sort of re-rolling perks and stuff a couple nights ago because I hit the level cap. I hit 30. But yeah, so there's what I do like about this game though too is that there's no character classes. I know some people like to play character classes. I like how you just make a character and just whatever skills and abilities and weapons you want to use, you just use them. So, and it's something like, Destiny, where people play like 2 or 3 characters and you got to grind on each character. It's nice to just have like one character that can do everything pretty much.
I think you can specialize at some point. I think I read that. Like I kind of ruined that for myself.
That's what we have to get to. Like that's why I wanted to try to get these strongholds done, because once you clear out all the strongholds, that's when the end game stuff rolls in. And yeah, you have like 3 different specializations that you can go into, and you can almost kind of juggle those like you would classes in another game, but you can always swap between them on the fly, or in between missions or whatever else. But yeah, so that's coming. That's what I'm sort of looking forward to getting to, because right now once you hit 30, like the sort of loot thing just like drops off drastically. Like I probably played for like 5 or 6 hours last night, and I probably found like 3 or 4 things that were useful to me, versus the run up to 30 where you're getting like constant loot that's making you better and finding new guns that are better. It kind of stops off before you get to that end game. So that's why I'm trying to get everyone up to speed so we can all hit that end game and stuff like that.
I played a bit this morning, and I'm ready to go for the strongholds now. I know last night we couldn't do it because I had to beat like 1 or 2 more missions, but I did them this morning quick, so I'm good to go.
Yeah, it sucks that some of the requirements were glitched. Like we had to replay missions we had already played and stuff like that. But yeah, I think I got the stuff done for Evan. Magnum's up to speed, and I'm good, and you're good now. So we should be able to tackle 1 or 2 of these strongholds tonight. I'm looking forward to that. So I don't know. What did you think about? Have you really been paying attention to the story at all? Like I think the structure of this game is beneficial to how you are going to play it, but I feel like the first game like even had like a little bit better of a story, or just like I don't know, I'm just not like invested in any of the characters or anything going on, and that's fine. That's not what I'm here for with this game. But I don't know, I just thought that the first game handled all that stuff a little bit better.
To be honest, I feel like Ubisoft drops the ball with character building and stuff. Like you might not disagree. I'll say Assassin's Creed games, they have that because it's based around a story and there's other stuff happening, joins the games together. Those aren't bad, but a lot of their games, I don't know, maybe it's just the Tom Clancy games. Like it's just military type game and like stuff's happening and it's just so like big and grandiose and like who cares what's happening. Like I skipped the story in this one. In Ghost Recon I was skipping it. Like I don't really care.
Ghost Recon is the absolute worst.
Yeah, it's horrible. It's horrible dialogue. It's funny. The best thing out of it's shitballs, which we're all sad that it's not in this game. It should be in every Ubisoft game where someone just says shitballs.
Yeah, unfortunately, no shitballs in Division 2. That's one of my main gripes with it. So but yeah, I'm the same way. I don't come to Ubisoft games for the story, and they've never told me a compelling story other than some of the Assassin's Creed stuff. I mean, they even said a few years ago that moving forward, their sort of initiative with a lot of their games was to be like, you're telling your own story, which is some stupid marketing bullshit that they want to tell people. But it is kind of true, because I mean that's usually my experience with Ubisoft games is they're usually some kind of co-op open world thing, and I'm just fucking off with my friends anyway. So I don't really care. I mean, yeah, the Ubisoft has yet to tell me a very compelling story, but at the end of the day, that's fine because their games are funner than almost anything else out there.
I like the echoes and how you pick up phones and stuff like that to kind of add to that. I'm not in love with the lore of the game. Like I don't mind the scenario, like the outbreak and people have died and there's it's like a virus and all this other stuff. I don't mind that because that shit's actually like legit scary to think about and it could easily happen. I don't identify with like any of the characters and like the president's Mr. like 80s badass and like I don't know, it's so generic. When that situation would actually be super complicated. It's not like, hey, we got a division agent. We're just going to keep sending you out to places and you're going to be the action hero that we need. And you're a one-man army. Like, there's nothing special about this guy. The guy you play is wearing fucking cut-off jeans and running shoes, and he's murdering, like, hundreds of people who have, like, gone batshit crazy. And that's the thing I don't understand is why are there factions that want to, like, take over everything? I don't really understand, like, the hyenas. They're just, like, crazy post-apocalyptic people that just murder. So they're all, like, criminals. And then there's the outcasts. Like, what's different about them? I don't know. And then there's the True Sons who are, like, old JTF, like, police people, and they want to, like, run the city. But why? Why do you want to run the city? Like, why would anybody not want to cooperate and figure this shit out? Like, I don't understand the power struggle.
It's almost like getting into like Mad Max territory, where it's just these insane gangs of just people.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like what is it? Which one is it? The Outcast, the one that have like the suicide bombers that just run in on you and explode.
Yeah.
It's like,
yeah. So like, is that religious? Is that like a religious cult? Are they a cult?
Yeah, it just doesn't make any sense. It's like even the strongholds that we're supposed to tackle tonight were like killing off the leader of these different factions and stuff like that. And it's like, I don't even know who these leaders are. I don't even know what they're about.
Yeah, like what is their stance? Like, why are they doing this? Why are these people like murdering or trying to take over the city? What do you get from owning the city? Like you're lording over people who are using like beehives and running their own hydroponic shit. Like there's nothing to have. Yeah, like, I don't get it.
Well, I mean, there's still mafia today. There's still gangs out there. So I don't know. Maybe it's not.
But there's money. There's money and drugs and everything else. Our population is still growing. This population was annihilated. There's nobody. The streets are empty.
That one faction has they huff that little green stuff and pump themselves up. So maybe they're dealing in some drugs. I don't know. But some things I don't like about the game, I've kind of I wasn't really noticing a lot at first, but once people started pointing it out to me, I started noticing a lot more. But have you noticed a lot of the sort of texture pop in and load in that happens a lot of times?
Sometimes, yeah, especially when you're going around like door frames or corners and stuff like that, or like when you're loading in, it's still loading a lot of the stuff. But
I think I just don't notice it as much because I'm usually looking down because you're constantly seeing like loot crates and little backpacks and stuff like that. So, but if you actually stand back and look at everything, a lot of times you'll notice like in the background things sort of loading in and stuff like that. But I do like all the cosmetic stuff you can just earn in game. Some of it might take a little while, but I actually because I love Ubisoft and I love this game so much, I actually spent a little bit and bought some of their dollary dues, so I might buy me some skins or some emotes or something like that. Yeah, I'm that guy. But hey, look, man, they gave me a good product, and I reward good work with a little extra money here and there. I'll throw Ubisoft some extra dollars here and there for putting out entertainment like this.
Well,
but it's cool that you
because now you can buy the LL Cool J Kanga bucket hat, like Run DMC hat.
Well, the reason why I wanted to do it initially was I wanted to get that cowboy outfit, and then I ended up unlocking the cowboy hat in the game. So I was like, cool, now I don't have to buy it. But all their, I mean, even moving forward, they're like all their future content updates for this are going to be free. So it's just like, a little bit of goodwill goes a long way with me. So it's just like, well, I don't mind throwing them a few extra dollars for giving me a game that actually fucking works day one and is fun and I haven't really had any problems with. But
I don't disagree. I just think like Ubisoft's notorious for this, in my opinion, where their cosmetic stuff is kind of crap. Like I don't care. Yeah. It's just all the same sunglasses, just different colors, and there's different shoes. Like Give me something that'll make my character look completely different, like something crazy, or like an eye patch, or just something that's not generic, like t-shirt, pants, shoes.
I mean, they kind of branched out a little bit with this one. The first game was really bad about that. I mean, everyone makes the joke that the apparel and all your cosmetic stuff in this is basically like ordering out of an LL Bean magazine. But I mean, they kind of have gone a little bit farther into it. But yeah, I wish they would just, because this game is so fucking absurd anyway. Even though they try to kind of ground it and it's got the Tom Clancy name on it. I don't know how much that dictates like the kind of stuff that goes into it. I don't know, what that means to have the Tom Clancy name on a game. But yeah, I kind of wish they would lean a little bit farther into just like being really goofy with some of the shit. Like if I can run around in a panda outfit, like why the fuck not? Just let us do something stupid. I feel like some of the skills and stuff like that are very underwhelming compared to other ones. Like the chem launcher with the poison is like fucking clutch, and the turrets, the machine gun turrets are good. The flame one's pretty good too, but there's certain other skills like the ricochet shield and other stuff. Like maybe that stuff will come into play once you're doing like 8-man raids and you have like you have to tackle things in a different way. But I feel like they might need to tweak some of the skills because a lot of them just seem completely useless compared to other ones. What do you think?
The shield, I wish it actually was useful because I would use it. I'm the type of person that'll try and go up and push people out of cover. So I would use the shield to do it. But the shield, like the second you pull it out and you start walking, everybody's shooting at you and you almost lose the shield instantly because it has its own health bar. It can't take a beating. It's kind of useless. And there's like that firefly thing, which is similar to the drone, but it does different stuff. Like it drops things on people or it like dazes them. Like why would I want to use that? Unless it was on a super short cooldown and I just constantly could spam it.
Yeah, I think they're gonna have to tweak some of that stuff because I have like 3 or 4 go-tos, and there's really no reason to switch off from those for the most part. But like I said, once we get to end game, and maybe like having different skills will be useful in certain scenarios. But playing through the base game, it seems like some of these are woefully sort of unremarkable for the most part. But so, what's some of your favorite like what's your sort of play style in this game, and like what are your go-to skills and like favorite weapons and stuff?
So I always have the health drone to like repair my armor or help somebody else do whatever. I don't know if the hive thing is better for that because I think it has like a radius that you have to stand in, whereas the drone I can like send over to you across the map basically to save you. I use that. And I use just the regular machine gun turret because it's so powerful and it helps because even though we've been playing, I haven't been able to play with you guys as much. So I've been playing a lot of single player, like alone solo stuff. And that turret just saves your ass.
Yeah. I've almost never taken the turret off the entire. That was the first skill I unlocked, and I've almost never taken it off the entire game.
It's just so useful. It's just like another body. Like I'll throw it somewhere to flank and I'll move to the other side. So now we have crossfire going. And in solo play, I've never really had an issue with that. Without it, it's a little bit more difficult, but with it, like no problem.
Yeah, I love like trying to find like cool little places to throw that turret up onto to like find the highest little point in a little arena or whatever, and that way it has like cover fire over the whole thing. I love like walking into or about to start a firefight. I'm like, all right, where can I throw my turret? I'm gonna throw it up on these boxes over here, and it'll cover this whole area. And yeah, I don't know. The turret is so satisfying to me.
It'd be fun if you could just throw it on the walls and ceilings and stuff. I guess it'd be cheap. I don't know.
Yeah, that would be cool though. Like if it worked like the whatchamacallit in GoldenEye. Didn't GoldenEye have a weapon like that?
No, it was Perfect Dark.
Perfect Dark. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah. That would be a cool idea if you could actually just throw it onto anything. Yeah, so I've been using the turret and then the sort of poison chem launcher. That's been kind of my go-tos now because I like the chem launcher because you can just shoot it on like snipers that are holed up in the back of a map somewhere and they're just picking you off. You can just shoot that gas, knock them out of cover, just kill them outright a lot of times. But I like the sort of seeker mine things, the multiple one where you have like 4 of them that go out. I like that a lot. But that's kind of my play style. Weapons, I usually like. I finally got a yellow classic M1A last night. That's my go-to gun. That was my favorite gun in the first game. So I like having a like single shot, like bolt action style gun, and then some kind of like assault rifle with a big magazine, like an LMG, or sometimes I'll even use an SMG with like a pretty big clip in it, like a Vector or maybe an AUG and stuff like that. So those are kind of my go-to weapons. What weapons do you normally use?
I'll have an assault rifle and usually a shotgun because, like I said, I like to like move up on people and try and flank them. So I'll just blast the shit out of them with a shotgun. Or if I don't have a great shotgun, I'll have just like a regular rifle so I could like snipe people when they poke their heads up. But it's hard because since the reload is so long on some of these guns and they pop up for a second, if you miss, you're screwed, right? So I just stick with the assault rifle and just try to gun them down as they're running.
Yeah, well, you got to have something like for the people that run up on you too. That's why I like having an LMG a lot of times. Or once you unlock that big clip, there's like a mission like it's called Justice League or something Justice, and you get an assault rifle clip that adds like 30 rounds to your magazine. So if you put that on like assault rifle, a lot of times you can get up to like 50 to 70 rounds sometimes. So I like to do that.
Are there grenade upgrades? Because it looks like you can get different grenades, but I've never seen one.
Yeah, that's the one thing I've been curious about too, because I've seen like, some of the other enemies you run up to, like I've seen them throw out shot grenades and stuff like that. I'm wondering if that comes into play at the end game or something, because it seems like you would have different grenade types, like a flame grenade or like a shot grenade, or I don't know, some kind of like poison grenade or something. It seems like they could definitely do something with that, but yeah, I haven't seen anything about that. I've been curious about that myself.
Because there's an area for it. You can pick it. And you go in
exactly
as if you could pick other ones, but there's nothing there, and you never pick anything up. Maybe it's something for a later date. Maybe it's DLC.
Yeah.
The grenade DLC.
Yeah, but I definitely think they're going to do something with that if it's not already in the end game, because it's certainly not anywhere that I've seen. But yeah, I've been curious about that myself. All right. Now we're on to the